Hi everyone, it's me, hopefully Skinny, and my best friend Lisa. She's feeling a little underneath the weather because last night was Halloween, so hence the sunglasses, though she looks fine without them.
And the silent Bob thing.
So we'll start with the numbers and then we'll talk about this past week. My highest recorded weight was 557 pounds. My surgery date, July 24th, I went at 366. And last week on October 24th, I weighed in 308. And this week, October 31st, I weighed in at 305, which is a 3-pound loss. I'm pretty sure it's probably more than a 3-pound loss because when I went and weighed in with my surgeon, I realized that the surgeon scale weighs me 5 pounds more, which is unusual because it usually weighs me less than my scale. And I realized that I was actually leaning on the scale and it was low, like weighing me like 5 pounds difference. So I have to really concentrate on not leaning to get that lower number because I do want to see that lower number, but it won't be a genuine number. Does that make sense? And so, but for the numbers now, because I'm not going to go back and recalibrate everything, that would be impossible for me. But for now, it's a 3-pound loss for this week, and I'm totally excited about it. That means I'm 6 pounds away from being under 300, which is a huge, huge milestone for me. So I can't believe it, like, just actually saying under 300 pounds. Like, it's just, it's surreal. It's crazy to me.
You haven't been that weight since you were in your early 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, so that, I think I'm going to throw like a little party when that happens. So this past week has been really busy, between going to the gym, getting ready for Halloween, dating, just life, work, which I'll talk about work later because I'm excited about work. But let's talk about like non-scale goals first. And I had several of them, or non-scale victories, I guess, since they're no longer goals or victories, non-scale victories. So the first one was I went to the gym and I was in the hot tub and it was right before class and I realized that I could see my knees. And I haven't seen my knees in like forever. Like ever, ever, ever. And so I was really excited about that and I took photos and sent them to people and I was like, look at my knees. And they're just like, yes, Nikki, they're knees. I was like, no, but they're my
We've all
knees.
seen them.
I was like, they're my knees. And then I was in water aerobics class, and they have us do this move where we jump up and kick our legs out like a V in front of us, and then we touch our toes, and it's called cheerleader jumps. And I was actually able to touch my toes doing that. Like, it's pretty cool. Can you touch your toes and do that? Fuck you. So, anyway. Anyways, I was ecstatic that I can do that. And a couple weeks ago when I was in the gym, I realized that when we do our stretches for our legs, I'm able to reach behind me and grab my ankle. I haven't been able to do that either. So there's a lot of physical non-scale goals or non-scale victories that I'm obtaining right now. And I'm really ecstatic about it. And it's really amazing to see. And then the biggest one was we went for a bike ride and we actually rode like quite a while. How long were we riding? Like 30 minutes or so. Mm-hmm. And I could ride a bike. Like the last time I tried over a year ago, I could not ride it. Like I just could not. I couldn't steer it. I couldn't get the momentum because I was just too heavy to do it. And this time I ride it. We went riding this morning when we got up, even though we were feeling kind of crappy because we stayed out late last night and drank. And we got up, we got dressed, we got on our bikes, and we rode to the store to get breakfast, and then we rode it back, and it was fun. It felt, kind of like normal fall, get dressed up cute with warm clothes and ride your bike, and there's leaves, and it was a good day. So, yeah, so there's that. And as far as work, is I've been thinking about work for a while, and work has been, I kind of felt stagnant in it because I'm doing the same thing over and over. And I decided that I was going to write an email to some of my managers and ask them about ways or things that I can do to make myself a better candidate for promotion. And I asked for them help, and I got really good responses from them. And I pulled in my project manager, and I have 3 very good mentors that I'm looking forward to working with. So I just feel like it was a really positive response, and I feel that it was the right decision to be proactive. I think I'm more excited about the step of me being proactive for something than I am to actually like. Well, I'm excited about moving up, but it's proactive part that I was like mostly excited about. Does that make sense? Because what's your thought?
Coffee. I think it's great. Yeah, just seeing you even thinking about the future is such a big change, because before you were so focused on the present and also the past. Like you weren't much of a future thinker, and now you're definitely looking forward a little bit more, which is nice. You know, it's fun to see that, because there's a different aspect of you that I'm getting to see.
On that note, earlier we were talking about like size acceptance, and how one of the things I had a hard time with losing weight was that I would feel like I'm much happier now than I was when I was heavy, and I had a hard time dealing with that, acceptance and being happy versus one weight versus another weight, and how I didn't like that about myself. So what's your opinion on that? Like, what do you think?
So you mean, wait, what?
Okay, my statement was that I thought I was happy at, when I was at my heaviest, and I thought I was pretty secure in myself. But as I'm losing the weight, I'm becoming like so much more happy, and that I have a hard time I can't even say words right now. Reconciling the fact that I wasn't happy then, and I'm happier now, and why couldn't I be happy then? Like, what?
Well, I mean, you can't conflate weight loss and change, because while they're connected, they're not the same. And happiness does come with positive changes. The weight may just be a part of that, but it's not the whole cause. You know, with weight loss comes a gain in confidence, a gain in momentum and movement. You get more experiences because you have fewer things you're shut off from, more doors open. And so now that those things are happening, you're getting to see a whole new side of the world that you were closed off from. You're walking through doors that were closed to you, and you're seeing new things, and I think that's what's making you happy. The weight loss is not the cause.
Well, no, this is the thing, is that I'm noticing like some of the things that I'm doing that make me happier, such as taking a chance with work and opening myself up,
right,
and expressing an interest. I could have done that at my heaviest weight, but
right.
I didn't feel that I was worth it.
You made changes that were outside of the weight loss. The weight loss was actually a symptom of the changes that you made. So the changes you made were, I am no longer going to focus on food. I am no longer going to live an unhealthy lifestyle. I am no longer going to hold myself back from being healthy and happy and whole. And the weight loss came as a result of that. And all these other things are also coming as a result of that. So I understand what you're saying. You're concerned that, you're using your weight as a barometer for happiness. But I don't think that's the case. I think those things are just coinciding. I think it's just happening at the same time. So, I mean, while I get what you're saying, I totally understand, but you couldn't be happy because you hadn't been ready to be. You hadn't made those changes.
Well, yeah, another example that is something that I felt concerned about was when I dressed up for Halloween this year. Usually I do an ugly costume. Like, I go out and I do these horrible costumes where I just look hideous. It's very authentic looking, and people are even think that I look like that in real life because I do such a good job with the costuming and makeup. And this year I actually went for more of a pretty costume. And it was because I actually felt confident enough to do it, where before I did the ugly costumes because I'm like, well, I'm ugly anyway, so I might as well play it up. And so that in itself has changed my own view of my own worth, has changed in relation to how I look, how I feel physically. So, and I think that's a natural course of things, but I don't want to think that I was less of a person because I was heavy, but I'm beginning to feel that I felt that way even then, that maybe right now I don't feel that way then. And that's what's struggling, that maybe that's what I'm struggling with, is I can look back at that person where I was so much heavier and see someone that was really unhappy, who wasn't confident in themselves, but was playing it very well that she was. And I'm looking at that person saying, even then, I should have been confident and happy that I didn't need this weight loss to to be happy, but apparently I did. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but like I said, I don't think you needed the weight loss to be happy. I think you needed to change your way of thinking and living in order to be happy. And by changing the way you were thinking and living, you were able to lose the weight.
Yeah, they're
Because if you
connected.
hadn't made those changes, you would not have lost the weight. You would still be significantly heavier. And those are the things that are not just interconnected, but interdependent. And it's, I understand what you're saying because there's a part of you that feels like you don't want to be one of those shallow people that judges themselves solely on their appearance and bases their worth solely on their appearance, you know, and I get that. You know, I totally understand that because that's not the kind of person I would want to be either because, you know, there are way more important things that, you know, a person can aspire to. But at the same time, you know, it is okay to take pride in your appearance. It is okay to feel good because you feel attractive or because you like the way you look. It's okay as long as you don't make that your sole basis for your worth and you don't hold other people to that, you know, an unrealistic ideal like that.
Right. And I think that's what I'm really trying to be grounded with and not get a big head because my ego is already big. And I don't want my ego to get too much bigger. I want to keep my friends.
None of us do.
All right, so I think that's it for this discussion. I promised her I'd keep it short. And so you guys are welcome to comment. Just remember, keep it supportive and helpful. And I hope that the other side of surgery is as wonderful for you as it has been for me. And I want everyone to have a healthy, happy, and successful weight loss experience. So I'm going to say bye.